Hi everyone, delonewolf here, and welcome to Dodixie. I'm right here in the Galente Trade Hub because I got a couple topics that I wanted to cover today. And the first one, if you look at my item hanger, my 2 plex are gone. So I thought, because I've been talking about that investment so much, it was only fair that I keep you guys up to date on what I'm doing with it. And yesterday I decided it was time for me to take my profits. So I sold them for around 590 million. With all the fees and stuff, I'd say my net profit is around 115 million on both plex. So in total, that for just a couple of weeks, I'd say it's a pretty good result. Now, was it a good choice? Let's have a quick look at the market here. Market data. The sell prices of plex in Dodixie have gone up to 608 million ISK. So from that standpoint, I could have waited just a little bit or tried to sell them for more than 590, which is what I did. 587, 500, I think is the actual price I put them up. Yeah, from that standpoint, I missed out on probably a good 10 million in profit, possibly. But the reason I did it is because at this point, personally, I think these prices are not sustainable anymore. And I'm expecting a correction between now and the expansion. Now, I'm not 100% sure on this. I could be completely wrong and plex could continue to rise upwards, 620, 630, I don't know. But it became a little bit too risky for my personal taste. And even if there is not a pullback before the expansion, I'm sure that I'll be able to find another buying opportunity after that, January, February. But yeah, I am a little bit expecting a pullback and maybe another buy opportunity at 550. Something like that is what I'm keeping an eye out for. And after that, if it does happen, it'll go back up to 600 by the time the expansion hits. I do think that that's a possibility. Now, I do have one thing to keep in mind. When you look at the sell price of 607, of course, selling at 590 was not the best move. But yesterday evening, buy orders were also at around 581, 82 million, like they are right now. So I think that's something to keep in mind, that although the sell orders have risen by quite a bit, there are not that many of them anymore, and people here apparently are one-ing themselves down already, and the buy orders are not following anymore. So people are not putting up buy orders at 590 or 600 million, and yeah, it's a bit dangerous for me at the moment. If you look at the chart, it's just starting to become a little bit too steep for my taste, especially on the 1 year chart. Look at that, it's a parabolic rise here in September, and I am expecting a pullback before the expansion. I could be wrong on that, but I do think that it was a good choice to take my profits at this point and just keep an eye out on the market for now. Secure that ISK, 115 ISK. I'm pretty happy with that. And yeah, so that's a quick update for those of you that have been following this investment or want to know what I've been doing with it. I decided to take my profits yesterday. A second topic that I thought I'd quickly mention is that another member of our corporation, Arvales, who is also a real-life friend of ours, has resubbed last weekend. So you can see lost online 18 hours. He's not a very experienced EVE Online player, although he's been playing for a decent amount. He's quite a Care Bear. But we'll be taking him back under our wing, try and do some stuff together with him. And there's also a few real-life friends that are looking out for Dust 514 when that will hit. So it's looking pretty good for our medium-term plans to try and check out what a small corporation like ours with just a few Dust 514 soldiers can do once that hits. I think it's going to be pretty interesting to see if we can support these Dust soldiers of ours with some industrial effort, or if we can provide them with weapons and tanks and missions, things like that. It's also going to be pretty interesting to see if they can join our corporation, which I thought they could, and how that's going to work out, if they can use voice communication, and like I said, if we can somehow make that worthwhile part of the game to be a small corporation with just a few dust soldiers. I think it's going to be an interesting experiment, and it's looking pretty good for us with the resubbing of Arvales to give that a good go and check that out. And then finally, later this week, there are 2 releases that I'm looking at. The first one is XCOM. My brother already bought it. I've been hesitating quite a lot because it has some very good reviews. It looks like a very fun game. But I also think that everybody and their grandmother is going to play XCOM and make videos about it. So I don't think it's really a good idea for me to add to that pile. So yeah, I decided, I'm 95% sure I should say, that I'm not gonna play XCOM at launch, but I'll be looking for maybe a 50% Steam sale, something like that, later this winter for XCOM. But I am probably going to give Dishonored a try. It sounds like a pretty interesting mix of action, shooting, RPG elements and things like that, set in a world that reminded me personally quite a lot of Half-Life and Half-Life 2, with a bit of steampunk setting there. So I think that looks pretty interesting, and I'm not 100% sure on that, but I'm probably going to give that a shot later at the end of the week when it comes out. But yeah, that's it for this quick video, guys. A couple of updates, and I will see you all next time.